I this is gonna be one of many videos that I'm gonna finally get out. I have had them just sitting here, haven't filmed any of them. Typed them all up, but haven't filmed any of them because apart from just life, just I don't know, having more having more important things to do. Um, Also laziness. I just like it'll get out when I get out. It's not like I'm one of these huge YouTubers that who has like a lot of money coming in off this. So you know what? It'll come out when it comes out. But they're coming out now, and hopefully I can bang them out to the tune of maybe one per week, maybe two if I'm feeling generous, but one per week, including also the book reviews of Coming Apart. And also, somebody wanted me to do a book review of the 48 Laws of Power. I also do plan on doing that. But yeah, so you see the title. Let's get started with this. And I feel a cold coming on, so hopefully I don't sound too congested or whatever else. Anyway, first, I'll start off by saying when I say Christians, I don't mean a good 75 to 90% of you. Why? Simple. Because everyone, right down to Richard Dawkins himself, is quote-unquote Christian on paper. When I say Christians, I mean the real Christians. They're a group that's the smallest of any camp. There have been a recent string of, and this also, by the way, This is going to reference some things that have happened um, fairly recently. Fairly compared to what? Fairly recently. I mean, if you Google them, you'll know. I mean, they're not like from back in the like 1800s or something. They're like within like the last year to 5 years. So yeah, or maybe year to 3 years. Anyway, continuing, there have been a recent string of attacks, as of this writing, on Christians. I don't mean the standard issue foolishness we've come to know and love from atheists. I mean attacks of consequence. Before I continue, I should say attacks on the entity of Christianity. Why? Simple. Because of what I just said about one and all claiming Christianity. Let's continue. I'm not sure why the sudden spike but my problem comes from two things. The major one is the handling of it by Christians, said Christians, and the minor is this belief by what seems to be the vast majority of the planet in regards to how Christians are supposed to act and be in the face of this level of attack. One of the big three, that being Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, of the big three rather, have you ever wondered why is that no one, on average, fucks with Judaism and Islam? Jews have managed to monopolize guilt tripping via the convenient catch-all phrase anti-Semitism. And for you Germans, the standard issue Holocaust. They bring that up seemingly ad infinitum. And if you don't believe me, I will have a link of, what is it, the former Prime Minister of Israel, some woman admitting that. So, it's not just me saying that just to try to start something. Don't believe me? Like I said, I'll have two videos in the description panel. One actually is of Norman Finkelstein. Bending a girl over after she tried the Holocaust guilt trip crap on him. It was actually quite funny. On him, a man if I remember right, lost both his parents in Auschwitz. And yet some Jewish bitch is going to try to guilt trip him about the Holocaust. Yeah, probably should have done some research before you tried that. The other is of, again, if I remember right, the former the former actually Israeli ambassador that admitted, quote, "It's a trick. We all use it." I myself am not Jew bashing. I'm simply stating the defense they have. Muslims, well, simply put, will get in your ass, porno anal style, if you come after their religion. Again, on average, Um, Again, don't believe me? Draw some shit of Muhammad real quick and see if ISIS doesn't come knocking on your door 5 times. Let me cover my ass right now and say that say what should actually be flagrantly obvious. Not all Muslims are going to slap 5 across your face yelling infidel because you drew Muhammad, and not all Jews are so annoying with this Holocaust anti-Semitism browbeating foolishness that you yourself feel like picking up where Hitler left off and putting them back in the oven on flame broil 350 degrees rotisserie style. So then, Jews and Muslims are safe. They have their defense. Well, what about us Christians? What mode of defense do we have? Well, here's where things get good. First is the attitude that many, especially atheists, expect Christians to have. What is that attitude? One of being everyone's punk pussy bitch. Let's just be honest here. My channel is not exactly known for the G-rated, Y-rated Barney and Friends language. Let's just keep it the way it's been before. Despite not believing in God, Jesus, and the Bible, to put it as nice as possible, it seems at least to me that all non-believers can give book, chapter, verse, and page number, despite version, of every and all passages that say we aren't supposed to fight back. Somehow it slips seemingly everyone that all these goodies of Christianity are for Christians only, meaning for each other and not for everyone unless specifically stated. Simply put, you can love your enemies, quote unquote, without getting your ass kicked by them. Need I remind everyone how many times God got in everyone's ass, either directly or via proxy? Now then, you might say, yeah, but that's God. God can do whatever he wants. God can do whatever. Okay. To that, I say correct. Let's take Jesus, or Yeshu for some of you. I'm not going to get into that whole Jesus versus Yeshu, whatever. Okay. If I remember correctly, it was him that got mad. Yeah, us Christians can do that too. Fashioned himself a whip. Oh, look at that, weapons. And went to the temple and sure as all hell actually, did no forgiving. Still don't get it. When the Romans came to arrest Jesus, we'll just say Jesus, just keep it simple. When the Romans came to arrest Jesus, the crew he was rolling with drew their swords, guns in those days, the equivalent of guns, right? Got ready to persuade said Romans that fucking with them was not in their best interest. Now, look at what happened in that instance. A threat came to them, and they got ready to defend themselves. The fact that Jesus told them to stand down and handed himself over is irrelevant. As can be flagrantly seen, Christians aren't put here to be the punching bag of anyone. Okay? Now then, on the matter of how people claiming to be Christians handle these demons of sorts. I'll start with what happened down south, and again, like I said, I'm referencing stuff from way back. I'll start with what happened down south with that black church that got shot up by that white thug, or terrorist is a more accurate, I guess thug is only for black people, if you understand code words. Thug, yeah. Well, terrorist is the more accurate term. I won't even begin to go into how fucking sad and pathetic it looked that not only did people, quote unquote, line up to get shot, according to one source, indeed many sources, but the survivors had the nerve to go outside and start talking about how much they, quote unquote, forgave this fool. What made it even worse is that at the time, they didn't even know who the fuck the person was that they were forgiving. They didn't know who this person was when they were doing that. They went out to some tree or something, started praying and talking about how they forgive. And I could lean into that one also, but that's not for this video. There's a lot more dynamics going on with that than what's on the surface. No wonder few, if any, respect us anymore. You have these idiots and people like them handing out forgivenesses like Halloween candy. You have the Pope driving around. Well, I mean, I'm not one to try to lump all the versions of Christianity together, because I mean, just because you say Christian or put a cross on or whatever the hell doesn't mean you're actually Christian. I mean, hell. Catholicism, boy. But for now, we'll skip that and just, put them all together. Okay. Uh, where was I with this? You have the Pope driving around giving out blessings, quote unquote blessings, like pussy whipped men, quote unquote, give out compliments to girls. Everywhere you have people that mock Christianity, simultaneously strong arming said Christians for all the goodies and treats that Christianity offers. This is one of the reasons, among many others, why I'm not quick to go showing the fact that I'm a Christian. I can't stand the majority of fools that I'm associated with because of it, or I am being associated by external entities, the secular world, because of it. Simple fact of life that has more or less been monopolized by economics. As circulation increases, value decreases. If you don't understand what I'm saying, yeah, the more you go out there and do that, and yes, I know we're going to point to the passage, oh, go forth and teach, and then make disciples of whatever. Look, anybody who says that, I will counter with the passage that says, go forth and teach all who will listen. Not hear, not debate, not try to do whatever, not use their quote unquote logic and logic according to them. All who will listen. Right? Right? And if they don't want to listen, fine, don't force them. God doesn't force anybody. Why the hell should you? And for the times when it does seem like God forces anything through history, oh, go here and destroy them because whatever. Well, you know what? He had some reasons for that. It should be quite obvious considering that he's not forcing anybody in today's day and age. You are free to do whatever you want. Consequences aside. Now, let's keep going. Very well, you may say. You may be saying at this point, what do you recommend? Simple. In fact, so simple. I'm sorry, this cold is just seemingly getting worse by the second. Simple. In fact, so simple that I made a bullet point list. Here we go. 1. Save the goodies and candy of Christianity for actual Christians. And if you don't know what an actual Christian is, go read the book that they're supposedly following. It kind of almost lists it out there. You know, there's certain things that you can put simply. I believe the street term is real, recognizes real. I never did like using cliche terms, but that's just the simplest way to make you understand. Anybody can claim to be Christian. I can sit here, my big black ass from Jamaica, never once been to Israel, don't know a lick of fucking Hebrew. I can claim to be Jew. I can claim to be Muslim while chewing on some fucking bacon. You know, it's just, yeah. Real Christians. If you don't know how to detect them, go read the book. And read for understanding, not read like some sort of book that your mom read to you as a bedtime story. It's a big fucking difference. It's not an academic book. You know, it's not a book you read from chapter to chapter like you're studying for some test to pass. Yeah. So save the goodies for them. Actual Christians, unless specifically stated otherwise by the Bible. Now then, actual Christians. I mean the real ones, not the ones that are fashionable Christians or Christians on paper part-time. If damn near everyone is claiming Christianity to some degree, yet it plainly says in the Bible that damn near all will turn to Jesus or God, okay, after it's too late, and he will say, be gone, I don't know not one of you, okay? And I'm paraphrasing, obviously. What does that tell you logically about who's really Christian versus who is claiming it because of fill in the blank with any reason but the right one? Okay? Stop with the forgiveness and blessing free for all. Remember, even God doesn't forgive and forget after a certain point. Don't believe me? Ask Satan. Two, stop letting all these non-Christians guilt trip you into anything. Anytime you hear someone from atheist to Satanist saying, doesn't the Bible say? Or, what would Jesus do? Or something to that effect, you ask them bluntly, why do you care? It's not like you believe in it anyway, so, or something to that effect, Three, defend yourself. Just, simply put, but simple as end of, but I'll give a word of explanation to that. Defend yourself, simple as end of. Spiritually, something I find myself doing more than anything else as of late. Mentally, emotionally, and yes, even physically, up to and including with weapons. Yes, this includes guns. God has allowed for such defense by allowing man to discover it, find the knowledge of how to create these things. By it, I mean the knowledge of how to make guns, knives, mace, martial arts, and all else. Use them. Really just that simple. Again, need I remind you of the boys that Jesus was rolling with? Yo, they got ready for action. They were, as corny as this might sound, about that life. All right. They were saying fuck the police before saying fuck the police was, I guess, cool or in fashion or whatever. Okay. Finally, don't be afraid to wipe out your enemies totally and absolutely. This is one that I believe all Christians need to realize. Yeah, this whole business of forgiveness and all that. You ever think maybe that might apply to Christians? That might have done something to you. They might have stepped on your toes. Don't go giving them a right hook. But you have somebody external out there who has a gun pointed to your face, and you're sitting here talking about, oh, we forgive and no harm and all of that. You can defend yourself. You know that, right? There's passages everywhere for that. And if you don't like that one, hell, how about the one that says follow the law of the land, which is kind of the reason why a lot of bad things. Okay, you take a soldier, he's Christian, but he gets drafted in the military, has to go kill somebody. Well, you know what? Follow the law of the land. That's one of the things. Do as the Romans do, and all that shit. Some understandable stuff. Well, one of the laws of the land is that you have the right to self-defense. So I don't really understand. And you know what? If somebody's threatening to kill you, you have the right to, in self-defense, kill them. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole self-defense versus what the law considers self-defense, because anybody who knows anything about self-defense knows you pretty much have to die before the law says, okay, now that you're dead, now you can defend yourself. But yeah, self-defense. You have the right to that. This is something that Christians need to not shy away from. Certainly wish that those people down in the fucking South, the black church down in the fucking South, getting burnt the fuck up by yet another terrorist, probably, probably actual racist as well. Just like in the quote-unquote good old days. You're down in the fucking South. What the hell are you doing without a goddamn gun? 12 gauge at minimum. That person, that shot up that church, who just happens to be white, and male, but happens to be white. He should have only gotten one shot off. Just one. See, you can forgive people, but that doesn't stop you from kicking their ass. Okay? There's so many people whose asses I've kicked from grade school right up until, well, not recently, but right up until maybe about the age of 25 or so. You know, I've kicked so many people's ass, forgave the hell out of them, and we were no hard feelings and all that shit. But you know what? They saw me as an easy target because I was just this big, seemingly non-threatening, look threatening, look like this big, ominous black dude, but found out that I was non-threatening as hell. And I was like, all right, cool, easy mark. Well, they found out the hard way that I was not, you know? And I forgave them. But I forgave them after I let them know that I'm not the one to be fucked with, you know? And it's like, once I turn my back, don't go trying to sneak up on me. Okay? And I'll let all kinds of people know that. So yeah, don't be afraid to wipe out your enemies. Now, in the case of me, I didn't wipe them out, but they felt wiped out. Totally and absolutely. With many, there can be no forgive and forget. Again, need I direct you to Satan or whoever, whatever name you want to call, Lucifer, the devil, fallen one, whatever. Don't see any forgiveness on his part. So there does come a point where, three strikes you're out, or you turn a cheek. There's only two. You only have two cheeks, and before anybody tries to turn that south, let me just say the cheeks on your face. Let's keep this dignified as much as possible. All right. There's only two of them. What are you gonna do once you run out? Okay. Well, you think about that. God shows, destroy them, or they will use your mercy to destroy you. God shows no mercy to the devil. Jesus showed no mercy to the money changers. Likewise, show no mercy to the people trying to kill you in any form or fashion, be it physical, mental, emotional, financial, or otherwise. Many, especially the secular atheists, want us to coexist. Well, I say fine, as long as either they conform to what we want, as they want us to conform to their whims and fancies, or they leave us unchanged as they don't want to be changed by us. And that's it. That's it. Simple message to the Christians. Yeah. No doubt atheists are gonna swarm this shit like flies on shit, or a bear to honey, bees to honey, whatever. I don't know, moth to a flame, whatever. Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, I'm gonna have to make a video going in on atheists, but that's for another day. Anyway, like I said, simple message to the Christians. Do think on this. Later.